You are very much welcome, sir. Please, can we get to meet you?
Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Ololade Usman Bakari. I'm from Oyo State, particularly from the Ibadan zone in Oyo State. I was born over 40 years ago. I was from Ibadan Southwest Local Government, Ibadan, Oyo State. I attended my primary school education in Ibadan, Molite Baptist, Goodwill Nursery and Primary School, and thereafter I proceeded to People's Primary School, also in Ibadan, where I completed my primary school education. So thereafter, I went to the Government College, Ibadan, and also Wesley College of Science for my senior secondary education. Thereafter, I gained admission to the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, where I studied computer science. So I got bachelor's BTech in computer science, that's Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science from Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, that's in Ogbomoso, Oyo State as well. So that shows I was born there, I lived there, understand the environment. After that, after my university education, I went for the compulsory National Youth Service Corps NYC. So I served in Gombe State at the Pipelines and Product Marketing Company, then a subsidiary of the NMPC, from 2006 to 2007. So from 2007 to 2008, I was engaged on independent research work. I provided consulting services to small companies within Ibadan Metropolis. So thereafter, I got a job at First Bank, Nigeria PLC, where I spent exactly 2 years before I got a job at the Federal Inland Revenue Service in 2010. And from that time up until this moment, I'm with the Federal Inland Revenue Service. I'm also aspiring to become the governor of Oyo State in 2027. And I'm aspiring under the great party, our great party, the All Progressive Congress, the APC.
You have been with the tech for, if not all through, I would say, your career days. What inspired you to switch from, of course, tech to politics?
Like I mentioned, I lived in Ibadan. And since when I was in secondary school, that's when I got inspiration. That one day, I'll be the governor of Oyo State. While I was growing up, I experienced quite a lot of challenges. And from that moment, I took it upon myself that I have a responsibility. Having gone through all of this, like I learned that for every challenge, there's an opportunity. And for every opportunity, there's responsibility. So as at that time, the challenges of having to move from one end of the city to another in search of water, which is expected to be necessary basic amenities of life, and a few other things. And what I experienced, challenges what I experienced growing up, I told myself, no, this one day I should aspire to run and lead my state to ensure that I also contribute to the development of the state.
You have been in the tech aspect of your career, and there hasn't been much to say that we know or that we can see that has to do with politics. Do you think your tech experience can give you an edge over the rest that have been into politics or that have been knee-deep into politics all this while?
I've been in the public service for 15 years and counting. And the work of a public officer, just like someone that want to be the governor or any public office holder is to deliver exceptional public service, and which is about the people. It's about putting the people first. And that's what I've done in the last 15 years, delivering value to the citizens through innovative technology, through exceptional service, interacting with people through formulation of policies, through development of processes and strategy. And during the course of my time at the Federal Inland Revenue Service, I've been opportune to be part of several projects. A national project that deals with issue of identity, that deals with the issue of revenue generation, that deals with issues around sustainable development. For example, I was part of the committee members that developed a national digital economic policy and strategy, which revolves around delivering excellent public service to citizens. How do people get service? For example, the day-to-day life of every citizen is the responsibility of government to provide happiness to people, the service that will meet the day-to-day needs of life. And that I've been part of. I've also been opportune to represent Nigeria in South Korea, particularly on the issues of efficient public service delivery through the use of technology, which is about e-government.
Okay.
How do we break down the barriers that people face day to day through innovative use of tech? I also mentioned the issue of identity, where there are several committees of government between FIRS, Federal Road Safety Corps, National Identity Management Commission, and also the Nigerian Customs Service. So in terms of trade facilitation, how do we ensure the ease of doing business? So these are projects that impact on the people. These are the projects that impact on the needs and day-to-day needs of our citizens. How do people get service? I need my TIN, I need my NIN, I need all of that to be able to process and get services that government offer. And all of these are done from the perspective of problem identification in terms of conducting proper gaps or needs assessment to identify what are the problems and how and what are those gaps, and creating a roadmap to deliver that. And all of this has given me opportunity to see from a broader perspective what needs to be done to deliver a project. Nigeria is like a project. The state is like a project, because the time frame for every governor, the maximum time is 8 years. So from day one to day last, it's a project that must be defined.
But you know, the handling a state, controlling a state, or governing a state is different from you handling or heading a department, the Federal Inland Revenue. How do you intend to, or what do you intend to do different that you think can sustain you as a governor, based on the fact that you've not handled that large capacity before?
For everything we run within the government is the same. Whether you are within a department in the government, whether you're in the state or we're in the federal government, because that's day-to-day interaction. And what is it about? It's about three things. Governance anywhere in the world is about risk optimization. How do you manage the challenges? How do you manage the risk, the issues? It's about resource optimization. How do you manage the resources? And it's about also value delivery. How do you deliver value? And what do you need? It's just to identify your priorities. And all of this have been opportune to be trained. Particularly, I've been to Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies at Kuru during the course of my career to understand, to learn policy, to understand leadership, and to understand strategy. And these are not just theory. These are documents that have been translated into action. And what we see today in the society, for example, Federal Land Revenue Service is about revenue generation.
Yes.
And there's no state today that can run successfully without revenue. And that's one major thing I'm bringing on board. And that stands me out from any other aspirant. Do you understand? That stands me out. I understand that like bread and butter.
So you intend hammering on revenue generation. So aside that aspect of revenue generation, what other aspects have you figured out, and how do you intend working around it?
I've been privileged to visit virtually all the local governments in Oyo State.
Okay.
In my last trip, I visited the last 11, and I was able to go around to see where the issues are. The major problem we have, not about only Oyo State, today is more of sustainability. Sustainability in the sense that at the end of a particular era, is the beginning of another one. No one wants to continue from the last. Everyone wants to initiate a new project. So, okay, this is my project. There's nothing wrong in that. But what I have identified as priorities are, 1, education. Inclusive development in education. It's not about building classrooms this time around. It's about looking at the content. It's about looking at the people delivering, the teachers. And it's about looking at the children, the pupils, or the students, as the case may be, because these 3 things are very important, and they form quality education. And because that is what will make us develop a state. And that's why I said, what I'm doing is about creating a future. And what kind of future is it? Creating a future that works for everyone through inclusive development programs in education, in healthcare, and empowerment. The foundation of everything, development, success, is about education. It brings people out of darkness into light. So I've gone around, I've seen structures, I've seen all of this. But in my blueprint, which I'm going to reveal in a couple of months, we are hammering on education. That's our starting point. Like I said, looking at the content, working with the various government agencies, looking at the people, training the teachers from time to time on the best approach, improving them, and also improving their welfare.
Okay.
And the environment in which our pupils or our children, they are learning. And that's one thing. Another aspect which we will focus greatly on is healthcare. And like I said, this time around, it's not about building hospitals alone. It's about quality health service delivery. Getting to a particular, say, a PHC, for example, like a primary health care, for example, getting there within 15 minutes should get attention, should be attended to. I won't talk about whether free healthcare now this time around, but what I'm hammering, like I said, is about provision of equipment and also availability of healthcare personnel are well-trained and highly trained. So there's something we will do differently. It's about how do we attract our people that have jackpot out of the country, that have left the country. We have a particular approach, which I won't review right now. We have an approach which we're working on day to day, to perfecting that approach and technique to ensure that we attract the best brains to be in our schools, to man our hospitals for us. Recently, I traveled to a particular country, and the kind of service I received, I was impressed. I said, we can do this in my country. I can deliver this in my state. And I've resolved that when I'm elected as a governor, the first responsibility I would ensure is to get whoever that would be in charge of the primary care centers and both also as well the secondary care institution, to get them to travel to that location, learn from them, perhaps borrow their approach and then we implement it in the state. And the third aspect is empowerment, training our people, give them the right skills. Like in those days in Oyo State, we have a lot of companies there. Isoglass, a lot of companies, Bata and all of them, that we want to ensure that our government introduce that, bring that back to the state, build our people to deliver capacity and seek opportunity for them. For example, we train people in leather production, production of shoes and wares as well. And we use the power of the government to sign MOUs and programs that will attract people to invest in our state due to the capacity we're going to put up, ensuring that we empower them to be able to deliver, provide service locally, and we ensure that we're able to export the skills and those services beyond the shores of our state. And of course, we're going to collaborate with neighboring states, with Lagos, Ogun.
Most of the time, politicians before elections do come up with all these promises. Is there any assurance? I said this, and you guys can hold me for my word, and I'm taking home this thing that I said.
It is said that things are easier said than done.
Yes.
But for me and my team, and for the people of Oyo State, my government is their government. My agenda is about the people. So in essence, I intend to sign a contract with the people from day one. This is what I would deliver. And if I'm unable to deliver on that, it's in the hand of people to decide whether I will return or not. But even before that, like I said, the starting point for me is I'll sign a contract with them. Say this is about you, and you can hold me accountable. And one of the things we're going to use is technology. We'll ensure that we are transparent enough to see that every of our activity, our budget will be driven by people, our budget will be driven by the needs of the people, and people will also be there to independently verify and contribute, and we may ensure they have a say. And there's one thing that is not existing instead that we're bringing is government advisory council. We're going to pick people, respected people from Oyo State that are experienced to advise government day to day and to provide information and guidance on our activities so that where we derail and when we are called to order or we are called to caution, definitely we'll take redress. But the summary of all of this is about the people. And I'm focused on the people, and I'm committed to delivering a future that works for everyone in the States.
So you are aspiring under the APC platform.
Sure.
And Oyo State have been governed by PDP for quite a while now. With the economic situation of the country and the image that APC has given people right now, you understand, what assurance do you have that the people of Oyo State will vote for you rather than vote for PDP?
PDP is the current party in the state, in government. However, before the PDP got into power, APC was in power. APC was there for 8 years. And when we check the records, and they are there, both online and everywhere, and it's very obvious to say that our former governor, late Senator Governor Abiola Ajimobi of blessed memory, we refer to him as the architect of the modern Oyo State. And there's no governor in history of the state that performed so well as Governor Ajimobi. And the legacy is still there, and it lives on. PDP is in government today. Every leader aspires to deliver something, to deliver good for the benefit of the people. So our current governor, based on his plan and agenda, is doing his best. However, we can also do better as a state like I said the other time, the end of an era is the beginning of another. Today, when we put together what's happening at the national level, the reforms being embarked upon by our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the Jagaban of the world, is a leader with a difference. It's a leader with a style who is strategic in his approach. Remember, when he got into power, in his first address, in the first speech he delivered, a lot of people, where he said subsidy is gone. In truth, subsidy had to go. But one thing we need to hold dearly as a people is that we are all responsible for whatever happens to the country. We should trust our leaders. Like I said, when the president said that, I believe. And beyond that, a lot is happening in the state, a lot of reforms. For example, the NEL fund, student loan, that's never happened in the history of Nigeria. And the evidences are there. The students are getting the access to it, and they're getting the benefits. And all of that we've saved from other sources, from subsidy and the rest of them, we're putting it into use. That's on one side. And another side is the tax reform, which is a people-first policy. It's pro-masses. I noted something down. And in the words of the president, we cannot continue to tax poverty when we can promote prosperity. So the whole idea of the tax reform is about the people. So the low-income earners will be exempted from personal income tax. Even the middle-income earners are going to get reasonable exceptions, which means your minimum wage, your pay that you earn can actually take you home. I know among other strategic policies of the government. So all of that, like I mentioned, APC is a progressive party. We have progressive leaders and progressive-minded people. And when you look at it from history, from the time of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and even to our own great lamb in Oyo State, these were leaders that their policies is about the people. The issues of free education, quality healthcare delivery. And like I mentioned to you the other time, what we lack is sustainability. And for me, my idea, my agenda is looking at the past. What are the things that have been, what the successes we achieved in the past? How do we bring that back? How do we now strategically look at the issues, the challenges that we have at the moment, and provide creative solution through hard things? We must think hard because the challenges are numerous. But we need to take them one step at a time. But what I want to urge our people, across board, both local government, state, and the federal level, we must learn to trust our leaders. We'll support them. And everything we do, like I tell a lot of my followers, I say, your contribution matters to Nigeria. It's not about the president or the governor or a senator or a House of Rep member alone. It's about all of us. The future of our country lies in our hands. And it starts from what we say and what we do on a daily basis. People want to earn salaries, but they don't want to work. Everybody wants freebies, free largesse. And just like we all know, there's no free lunch anywhere, even in Freetown. So my charge to everyone is, let's work and think what we can do for our country to move it from where we are to where it is. So supporting the policy of government. So in all the idea is, all the policies of the APC government, they are progressive policies. And that's the more reason why in 2027, in Oyo State, beyond Oyo State, And even at the federal level, the precedent is 4+4, because the president is doing very well, and the evidences are there.
So you believe because of this, the people of Oyo State will dump PDP and go for APC?
Definitely.
Is there any word or two that you have for the people of Oyo State in regards to the general elections that will be coming?
Well, regarding the general elections that will be coming, we all have a responsibility. As a people, as citizens, first and first, to get our PVCs, get registered. And when we do that, as we prepare ahead of elections, we must conduct ourselves. We must be careful of what we say that will bring down this nation, or that will bring down the state as well. Because a lot is happening around now. We are battling with issues of insecurity. And a lot of people have asked me times with that number, what's the solution? I said, solution lies in our hands. You know, in the Yoruba parlance, it said that, Togiri balanu, alangba ole wobe. If the wall is not open, the lizard wouldn't go through it. So we must ensure that we are safe. We must ensure that we say the right things and do the right things and contribute every day to the peace, stability, and the progress of our dear state, and by extension, our country. And during the elections, we should conduct ourselves. Go out to vote, conduct ourselves, defend our votes, and also be true citizens of Oyo State. Security is everyone's responsibility.
Yes.
No matter the kind of security architecture that has been developed, you know, I'm glad that the appointment of General Christopher Musa is a timely one, which everyone in Nigeria we are all happy with, and we hope that that will translate into success that we're looking forward to in terms of security. But however, all of us, we must collaborate, work together as a people. When we see something, let's say something and be safe everywhere we are. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that was Dr. Ololade Usman Bakari there, gubernatorial aspirant with the APC for, of course, the Oyo State. Well, until next time, my name is Philip Slevin. Do enjoy the rest of your day.